Alright, welcome back. So now we're going to be looking at another type of question when it comes to experimental probability, and that's going to be about the expected number, or what we would likely expect to see based on theoretical probability. So let's get started. So for our first one, a coin is flipped 80 times, and it lands on heads 38 times. What's the experimental probability of landing on heads? So we looked at the previous video and we found out that expected probability is just equal to the number of times an event occurs and divided by your total number of trials. In this example, we have that the heads that we're interested in, the event we're interested in, was 38, and the total number of trials was 80 times. Okay, that's roughly close to half, and that's what we'd expect when we're using a coin and seeing whether or not it matches theoretical probability. Now, the other side of this is that if a coin is flipped 200 times, how many heads would you expect? Now, there's two ways to think about this. So when it's talking about this, it's talking about the expected number. Now, the expected number of times something happens is going to be its probability multiplied by the number of trials. In this case, they're only asking you about the theoretical probability, and the theoretical probability when it comes to a heads is 0.5, or you can also write it as a half, so times the number of trials was 200. Right? They're the same thing. Now, half of 200 is just 100, so according to theoretical probability, we would expect if we flip the coin 200 times that we would receive 100 as our result. Alright? Now, sometimes it will ask you to estimate the expected number based on its theoretical probability, but usually it just wants the, based on the experimental probability, but usually just wants the theoretical. Okay, here's another one. So we have a 6-sided die which is rolled 90 times. The number 2 appeared 14 times. What is the experimental probability of rolling a 2? So experimental probability again is going to be our expected, number of times the event occurred divided by total number of trials. So the number 2 appeared 14 times and the number of trials was 90. That's our expected probability. If the die is rolled 360 times, how many 2s would you expect? Now, based on the theoretical probability of each number appearing on a dice, each one has a 1/6 chance of occurring, right? Multiplied by 360 times. Now, this is the same as 360 divided by 6, so it's just going to be 60. We would expect 2 to appear 60 times if we rolled the dice 360 times. Pretty easy concept, not too hard, and yeah, so that's it for this video. Hope it was helpful, and I will see you in the next one.